You're listening to the Angela Henderson Online Business Show, episode 485. Hey there, you amazing human, and welcome to the Angela Henderson Online Business Show, the podcast that is designed for female entrepreneurs who want to make more money in a way that is in alignment for them. If you're looking for practical advice, proven strategies, and expert insights to help you navigate the challenges of growing your business, then you've come to the right place. Welcome, my friend. I am your host, Angela Henderson, a proud Canadian living in beautiful Australia, and I'm a business coach, consultant, and strategist who has helped thousands of women around the world build successful businesses. Through solo episodes and interviews with successful business owners, industry experts, and thought leaders, you'll get insider insights into what it takes to succeed in today's digital age. Whether you're struggling to scale your business, looking for ways to boost your productivity, or seeking ways to overcome the challenges of being an entrepreneur, this show has everything you need to succeed and more. So subscribe, pop your headphones on, and get ready to creating the business and life you deserve today by allowing the Angela Henderson Online Business Show help you create a winning strategy, develop the right mindset, and build lasting wealth. People don't buy you. They buy the perception of you. On Monday, I did spend thousands of dollars on something I used to think was complete and utter bullshit. And also on Monday, somewhere during the day, I realized that I've been wrong over the last couple of years, maybe even longer than that. Not because the photos are going to change my business or that I now have some new magical marketing strategy, but because I finally understood something that I've underestimated for years. People don't buy you, they buy the perception they have of you. Now, if you're thinking, Ange, we shouldn't be judging, people shouldn't judge us. I agree, they shouldn't, but they do. And if we're being totally honest, so do we. Every single fucking day. You and I, we judge restaurants before we have eaten there. We even judge hotel rooms before we stay there. Lawyers, I know when I needed a lawyer last year, I was judging them well before I even spoke to them. And business coaches that I've wanted to work with previously, I am judging them long before I have a conversation with them. But I also have judged based on someone's website and how fast it's loaded. I've also looked at their social media and what they've posted on their domain profile. I've also looked at reviews and potentially judged, and even at their branding and judged. And within seconds, I've already started to create a story about who that person is or isn't. And you are doing the exact same thing. So why would we think our own potential clients do anything different? Now, let's rewind just a little bit. If you follow me for any length of time, you'll know I've never been someone who's obsessed with creating an image. Not I'm talking about a physical image, but just this polished image of who I am. In fact, if I'm completely honest, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, I mean, I'd have to look at the calendars and work out the exact date. I would have thought branding photos were a crock of shit. I'd see people hanging off ladders with laptops, laughing at absolutely nothing while holding a fucking coffee cup with no coffee in it, walking through the streets like they were filming a fucking Hollywood movie. And I would think to myself, and I probably still think this on some social medias that I see, what on earth are these fucking people doing? In fact, a little part of me still thinks that a large percentage of branding shoots are ridiculously over the top. But I'm not here and are interested in creating something that is fake. I'm not interested in pretending to be someone I'm not. So why did I just spend thousands of dollars on a branding shoot with the amazing Michelle Swan from Eyes of Love Photography at the Gold Coast? Why? Because over the years, I've realized there's a massive difference between creating a fake image and intentionally creating trust. And that, my friend, is what I want to talk to you about today. So I want to ask you a question. Think about the last time you were looking for a restaurant to go out with your girlfriends or your partner or whatever. What did you do? Did you look at the photos? Did you maybe read the reviews? Did you go to their website? Did you read the menu? Did you go to Instagram and do hashtag, I don't know, good food? All of this before you had even tasted the food. But guess what? You had already formed an opinion about this restaurant. I also used the example earlier on, a lawyer, right? You're looking for a lawyer. What are you looking at to make sure that that lawyer is the one that can help you with your family matters? Or even the financial advisor or the builder? You get it, right? We all do it. We Google them, we click on their website, we see the photos, we read their copy, and within seconds, we, again, meaning you and I, have already decided whether they feel credible or not. whether they feel trustworthy or whether they feel like someone you'd hand your fucking credit card to. Did you judge them? Abso-fucking-lutely. Does that make us a bad person? No, but it does make us human. I think one of the biggest mistakes business owners make is believing that because they're good at what they do, people will automatically see that. I'm here to tell you, they won't. People can't buy what they don't understand. And if they can't trust what doesn't create confidence, then how is that ever going to happen? Now, let me be really clear. I'm not saying you need to fake it. That is the last thing I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should go and hire that freaking Lamborghini and pose for your branding photo shoot in a freaking bikini. Please don't. I'm not saying you need to rent a mansion for the day or wear designer clothes that you cannot afford. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about is congruence. Does the way your brand show up match the experience people receive? Because that's where trust is built. Monday's shoot wasn't about pretending to be someone else. It was actually the opposite. It was about making sure my brand finally reflected who I already am and where I'm evolving and going to. And while we were shooting, the amazing Michelle from I Have Love Photography said something that really struck me. And just so you know, I've worked with Michelle for years now. So she knows my branding inside and out, but she also just knows my family. She knows me as a human. And she said, Ange, with AI becoming better every single day, authentic photography has never been more important. And we got into this big, healthy relationship, I should say, conversation about AI. And on this occasion around AI, she is 100, 2,000, 9,000% correct. Because we have already entered a world where almost anyone can generate an incredible looking image, right? We can create a version of ourselves that doesn't even fucking exist. We can create offices we've never even worked in, stages we've never spoken on, moments we've never even experienced. And while the technology is absolutely fascinating, it also means trust is becoming more valuable than ever before. Quick pause from today's episode. If you are serious about scaling your business, increasing your impact, and surrounding yourself with the right people, then I'd love to personally invite you to my annual 3-day Women in Business conference at the Gold Coast. For 3 powerful days, you will learn from incredible speakers, connect with ambitious women from around Australia, and walk away with practical strategies, meaningful relationships, and opportunities that could change the trajectory of your business. Because sometimes your next breakthrough isn't another podcast episode or online course, but it's about getting yourself into the right room. And if you've been thinking about joining us, now is the time. Why? Because we only have 50 tickets remaining for this 3-day annual Women in Business conference. And once they're gone, they're gone. To grab one of these last remaining 50 tickets, head to angelahenderson.com.au and grab yours today. Now, let's get back to the episode. Authenticity is becoming more valuable than ever before because people aren't just asking, does this look good? People are now starting to ask, is this shit for real? And I think that's why authentic branding has become even more important. Not because it's perfect, because it's true. And again, in a world where AI can create almost anything, your credibility becomes one of your greatest assets. People don't just want polish anymore. They want real, they want things to be congruent. They want to know that the person they're seeing online is the same person they will meet in real life. And that's exactly, in my opinion, what good branding should do. It should not be creating a version of you that doesn't exist, but it should 100% accurately reflect the version that does. I know for me personally, over the last, 20 plus years of being in business, I've coached thousands of business owners. As you know, built multiple businesses, spoke on multiple stages, created many masterminds, ran many events around the world. But in addition, I've worked with governments, corporations, and incredible entrepreneurs. Yet, over the last little while, I've been still using photos that were 4 or 5 years old, even though I still get photos done every year. Some are even older than that. And they no longer reflect the season of business. They've reflected who I was, not who I've become and who I've becoming. And that is a big difference for being congruent within your brand. Something else hit me on Monday. For me personally, I do not sell a $27 ebook or sell things where there's like impulse purchases, but rather people invest thousands of dollars to work with me when they join my mastermind or VIP day, or when organizations come to me through the Healing Center of Australia. These decisions that people are making are not getting made lightly. They're buying trust from me. They're buying confidence and certainty and experience. So every touch point before they even speak to me fucking matters. I cannot emphasize this enough. My website matters. The emails that I send a few times a week matter. This podcast that I've been recording for almost 8 years matters. My LinkedIn matters. The way I position my proposals matters. And again, you guessed it, my branding and photography matters because all of it connected tells a story. So whether I like it or not, that's the thing. It is still telling a story that is either helping you or a story that might be hindering your business. One thing I hear from business owners say, and all the time, is people should buy me because I'm good. I agree. They should buy. Hell, you should buy from me because I know I'm an amazing business consultant who gets results. But how do you know that? How do they know even before they experience you? How do they know that you are trustworthy? How do they know that you're worth the investment? They fucking don't. So they do what every human does. They fill in the gaps. And the problem with this is that when you leave people to fill in the gaps, they fill them with their own stories, their own assumptions, and their own experiences. And sometimes that will cost you the sale. I remember thinking years ago, if my work is good enough, that's all that should matter. Today, I still again believe that your work matters the most. But again, I've also learned that perception gets you invited into the conversation. Performance keeps you there. You need both in order to scale your businesses because nobody gets to experience how incredible you are if they never even book the damn call. Here's another way that I want you to think about how important this is. Imagine you walk into two different cafes. We all love to go out to eat, or we're eating regularly, I should say. One cafe has dirty tables, a faded sign, sticky, disgusting menus, broken chairs. But the other cafe is clean, it's even warm and inviting, thoughtfully designed. Which one are you naturally drawn to? Now, does that automatically mean the second cafe has better coffee? No, but perception influences behavior. Business is no different. I think somewhere along the way, we've confused branding with pretending. Real branding isn't pretending, it's creating consistency. It's helping people understand who you are before they meet you. It's reducing uncertainty because uncertainty kills sales. Trust creates sales. So Monday wasn't really about just getting new photos. It was about asking myself the question, does my brand accurately reflect the business I've built and am continuing to evolve into? Not the business I wish I had, not someone else's business, just mine. Because branding isn't about impressing people, it's about creating trust. And again, I've learned over and over and over and over again, people don't buy you, they buy the perception they have of you. Until they experience you, then they buy the reality. I cannot emphasize this enough. So our job as a business owner is to make sure those two things match. Because when perception and reality are aligned, cha-ching, people trust you, they refer to you, they come back to you, and guess what? They will stay with you. So I leave you with one thing today, and it's this. Go and look at your business through the eyes of someone who's never met you. I want you to go and take a few moments and visit your own website. Look at your social media profiles, whether or not that's LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. I want you to go and reread the last month of emails you sent to your audience. Look at your photos. Ask yourself, what story is this telling? Because your brand is speaking long before you ever do. And if you're asking people to make a premium investment in your business, every touch point again matters, my friend. Not because you're trying to impress them, because you're helping them feel safe enough to trust you. That is not manipulation. That is good business. So yes, on Monday, I did a branding shoot. And yes, I still think some branding photography is hilariously overdone. But I've stopped asking myself whether people should judge, because they will. And instead, I'm asking a different question now. Is my branding telling the story I want it to tell before I ever walk into the room with a potential client? Because again, I'm going to keep saying this, people don't buy you, they buy the perception they have of you. And that perception, again, starts long before your first conversation. And as we've talked about, in a world where AI can create almost anything, your greatest competition, or I should say your greatest advantage right now, isn't looking perfect. It's being authentic. Because the goal of your brand isn't to create a version of you that doesn't exist. It's to make sure the perception people have before they meet you matches the experience that they have after they do. Again, and this is where trust is built. I hope this episode is giving you some insight in regards to where you're at with your own branding and your story and how your website and your socials and your LinkedIn profile and your podcast or your YouTube channel is influencing everything you do before someone even buys from you. Because again, people don't buy you, they buy their perception of you. So make sure your perception is nailing everything you need in order to get someone on the phone, to have those conversations, and then to have that conversion. Because if not, you're going to be working so much harder than you need to in order to scale your business. Speaking of scaling your business, as always, if there's anything that I can do to support you, if you've been listening to me for years and I've been your mentor in your back pocket and you're finally ready to work with me one-on-one, or join my mastermind or come to my conference, make sure to head to angelahenderson.com.au to explore the different ways that we could work together, to book a discovery call, or to buy that ticket to my 3-day Women in Business conference. Again, head to angelahenderson.com.au. But for now, I hope you have an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. And I look forward to you to joining me again next week for another awesome episode of the Angela Henderson Online Business Show. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the Angela Henderson Online Business Show, www.angelahenderson.com.au.